And welcome back. It's the 15th of June, Further Maths 5 a day, and let's just go straight to the first question. So the first question says solve. Now normally at this stage I would say let's factorise, but the fact it says one decimal place tells me it does not factorise. So quadratic formula, so a equals 3, b equals minus 23, and c equals minus 67. This is not going to be neat, is it? Which means that x equals 23 plus minus the square root of 23 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is 67, but I'm going to make that a plus. In other words, minus minus is a plus. I'm going to divide all of that by 2 times 3, which is 6. Let's fix the surd first. So the surd is, well, the surd, if I write this bit in first, gives me the really not very nice, but it's a sort of nice number, 1333 over 6. So the question says one decimal place, so I'm just going to put it in my calculator. So the plus version, 23 plus root 1333 over 6 is going to be 9.9183, which is 9.9 to one decimal place. And the minus version is going to be minus 2.25171200888, which is minus 2.3. And just to be clear, when I say the plus and minus version, I mean I'm doing plus and minus here. Question done. Next question. Okay, next question is a rearranging. So first thing I'm going to do is square both sides. So 4aw over a plus w is equal to 64. Then I'm going to multiply through by the denominator. So 4aw equals 64a, write 64 correctly, 64a plus 64w. Now what does it want me to do? So it wants w equals, so all the w's on the left, so that's going to be 4aw minus 64w equals 64a. I will do the middle step, so factorise out the w. I think you'd be quite happy doing this in one go if you felt happy with it, which is 4a minus 64 over 64a, which means that w is equal to 64 over, now I'm going to write this down, minus 64. However, that's not the correct answer, or it's not the simplified answer, is it? And the reason for that is, and I'll do the step in between again, this is the same as 64 over 4, a minus 16, which means I can cancel a 4, so my final answer is going to be 16 over a minus 16. Sneaky little trick at the end, and actually I've just noticed I've lost my a's, because I thought that was a bit too easy. So my final answer, to be clear, is 16a over a minus 16. Got to be careful there, because it's quite easy to miss that extra cancelling. It doesn't actually technically say simplify, but got to be careful either way. Next question. The line L has equation. The line L intersects the x-axis at A. The line L intersects the y-axis at B. So in other words, let's rewrite this first, because I think we all know it better the other way around. So that's the same as y is equal to 5 over 4x plus 30 over 4, which is 15 over 2. So in other words, I've got a line that looks, well, it's positive gradient, it goes through 15 over 2, so it's going to look like this, isn't it? And then it says, blah, 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 A and B. Well, let's actually write this one as well. So x-axis at A and y-axis at B. Find the distance between A and B. So in other words, find the points A and B, then do Pythagoras. So let's just do that. So if x equals 0, then y, and I'm going back to here, by the way, because it's slightly easier. So if x equals 0, then minus 4y plus 30 equals 0, which means that y is equal to 15 over 2. Well, I knew that anyway from the rearranged equation. If y equals 0, well, again, it's easier to put y equals 0 into here, because then 5x equals 30 negative, which means that x is equal to minus 6, which makes sense, by the way, because you can see on my diagram. So therefore the distance is going to be 6 squared plus 15 over 2 squared, all square rooted, which according to my calculator is 3 root 41 over 2. Now again, the question doesn't say exact value or anything else, so I'm also going to give a 3 sig fig, which is approximately 9.60. Either's fine, depending on what the question wants. Either way, question done. Next question. Work out the matrix that transforms the unit square by reflection y equals x. Well, this is the easiest one of all, because I'm starting with 1, 0, 0, 1, and then I switch my y for my x, and my x for my y, which means the thing that does that is going to be 0, 1, 1, 0, and that is question done. That's third question, a bit more tricky than most. Actually, all of today was a little bit tricky in its own way, wasn't it? Either way, let me know how it went for you. Do like, subscribe. See you tomorrow.